here in Scotland, just like everywhere else in the UK, we're running a bit late with things because of the cold snap we had in the spring. So I would say we're at least 3 weeks behind, maybe even 4 weeks behind with things. Looking at, you know, looking at social media posts and videos that I've made in previous years compared to this year, and you know, where the flowers and veg and so on are. But things are starting to happen now. I don't know whether you can see, but right next to me, I'm sitting next to a peony, and it's absolutely bursting with blooms. So that will be happening and flowering quite shortly, but a bit later than normal. It's not the end of the world that things are later than normal, although here in Scotland our growing season's shorter, so I just hope that we have time at the end of the year to see things come to fruition. Yeah, and I'm joined today by little Ollie here, who just absolutely loves the outdoors. He's like a little child actually. He'll come running into the house every so often for a cat treat or something to eat, and then he'll run back out again and spend the next hour or two out in the garden or surrounding gardens, then run back in again. So yeah, he's loving it, and this is probably the most still he's been in a long time, actually, just standing here and I'm not having to pin him down. But anyway, yeah, let me take you around the garden and you can see for yourself what's happening this June. What's you up to? Are you going to lie down? Right, here we are at my cauliflower cage, and I'm excited to tell you that we've definitely got a good cauliflower growing here. This is cauliflower all the year round, and that's looking super. Do I have any others? I've got another little one here. Whoops, there we go. Ollie, not allowed in. And I'm not sure if I've got any more. I'll have a look. Hang on. Round it outside. I don't think I've got any more growing just yet, but I'm very pleased with what I have. This one's looking lovely. I mean, it's not huge yet, but you know, it's a cauliflower. These smaller plants went in a little bit later, so I'll expect them to have cauliflower curds in a little while. And I've got, I think, 6 here in this row that I'm hoping will all give me cauliflowers in the not too distant future. So I'm really, really pleased, particularly with this guy here. Yay! Down the side of the house we've got our pots, some marigolds and cosmos there. Then this has got some hostas in. I've just popped in some begonias that I bought, and then this is one of my calendula. Here we have some more zinnia cactus mix. I've got lots of zinnia kicking about. I don't know whether we're going to have the heat for them up here, but we'll see how they go on. Hopefully they will flower. And then here's a couple of pots of the parsnips that I bought as little plug plants. Top foliage is looking good. Don't know what's happening underneath, obviously, but hopefully we'll get a little crop of them at some point. And here we have some snapdragons. These little snapdragons, which are intermediate mix is the variety, just a sort of generic one, and then 3 marigolds in there as well. And then here we have some snap peas, purple magnolia, yeah, purple magnolia. Whee. So they're growing up there. And then more lettuce. Of course, you can't have too much lettuce when you've got chickens and quail, so more lettuce there. On the other side of the path, at the side of the house, Here's my potato patch, the main potato patch, where I've got several pots, mostly jazzy, but also some Duke of York and some others, which I'll talk about as we, oh, Charlotte, yeah, Charlotte in here too. So yeah, looking quite healthy, I think. Unfortunately, they seem to be crowding out. I need to see if I can do something about this pot of elephant garlic, which all my elephant garlic is looking a bit yellow now. I don't know whether that means it's nearly time to harvest or whether I'm needing to feed them. I'll feed them. And then at the side here we've got some raspberries, and you can see they're starting to fruit, which is nice. Here's my garlic bed. On the right we have Checkmate hardneck garlic, and it has put its scapes up. You'll see I've cut them off. So that was about 2 weeks ago. So I actually did a bit of a test harvest with one of them yesterday, but it's nice, but it's still a little small. I don't know whether it's going to get much bigger, but I'm going to leave these for another 4 weeks, I think. And here's my own garlic from garlic I harvested last year. It's a soft neck, I think. Although I can see here actually, maybe it's a bit of a mix, because there's a scoop coming up in this one as well, but most of them aren't. But anyway, I'm going to leave all of these in for another 4 weeks, I think, just unless they look like they need it harvested before then, and I will pull them out then. Here at the side of the deck, I've got a few more elephant garlic. I actually harvested one to have a look at it, and it was okay, but nothing to write home about really. So I'll leave them in for another few weeks, I think. And at the back there we've got some sweet peas. I'm not even growing sweet corn. Duh. And then next door we've got peas, douche Provence, lots of pods on this, which is nice. And then at the base of them just got some little turnips growing. And next door we've got some Lavatera or Lavatera. Unfortunately this one's just been broken, which is annoying. Something fell off the deck on top of it. It's not quite split the stem, but I think pretty much it's knackered. And then here, I've been clearing a space here, and I've built this little table. It's about a foot tall, 1.5 feet tall, and yeah, I'm not going to tell you what I'm putting here, but I'll let you mull over. But let's just say in maybe 4 weeks' time, something exciting is going to be positioned here. I know it's cruel of me to leave you hanging like this. Anyway, at the back, behind the table, we've got some of the heucheras, the reddish ones, and they all seem quite happy here. This one here was in the front garden before, hanging in a pot, and it didn't really overwinter very well. This is black pearl, but it seems a lot happier now. I've put it in a large pot and located it where it's located. I love this one with its freckles and leaves. And the peony is bursting with buds. Loads and loads and loads. This is Bowl of Beauty. And oh, I can't wait to show you these blooms. They are amazing. They don't last long at all, but oh gosh, it's well worth waiting for each year. They are amazing flowers. On the table on the deck, this chard is looking great now. I'll need to start harvesting some. And at the back there are some carrots. I can just reach in. And these are Royal Chantenay 2 in a pot. certainly the foliage is looking good. Interestingly though, or I found it interesting, here's another pot. Oh, and this is Romance F1. Now maybe it's just the variety, but this was sown just ahead of that other pot that I showed you. But I actually chitted these first, and then I sowed them. Now they've been sitting in a slightly different part of the garden that gets more or less the same amount of sun as where these were sited. But these are very much behind. I'm hoping it's just that they are a different variety though, and we'll see how they come on, but they are quite slow. But they're still looking quite healthy. And I've popped them in the point in the garden that gets maximum sun, which is on the deck, so we'll see how they get on. I only actually have 3 sunflowers on the go this year. Some didn't germinate and others just didn't thrive. So these are all, I think, Sunburst, which I've grown successfully each year. So they obviously like what I do to them here in the west of Scotland. So yep, 3 sunflowers, that's all I'm going to have this year, assuming I can keep these 3 alive. Back on the deck, I've got quite a lot of flowers that are doing quite well, I think. So here we've got salvia and just starting to flower, and then at the back there are 2 pots of zinnia. These are the giant cactus mix, and if I just swing round here, I have some asters and 2 pots of, I think the asters majorette mix, and I've got 2 pots of Rudbeckia. And then just up here, you can see that I'm now starting to get some strawberries in these 2 troughs. Here's another big pot that's got asters and zinnias in, and then a little pot next door that's got some beetroot in. And if I just continue around the side, here's my sun gold. It was a grafted sun gold that I bought, and it's growing well. Flowering. Have I got any fruit forming yet? Yes, just in there. Just in there. There we go. And next door, I've got one of my cucumbers. It's Market More that I'm growing, and we can see here a little cucumber and another little cucumber. There's another cucumber plant here, and yep, let's just, where am I pointing? Where am I pointing? There. There's another cucumber there. And just outside the kitchen door, I've got another cucumber plant with a slightly larger cucumber coming. And then down here, this is a little bush variety of tomato called Red Robin. It's little, and the fruits are little, but you can see there's one there. So starting to come. The hanging baskets are starting to look quite nice. These were just plonked in just to give a bit of colour. They're not trailing, these petunias. These ones are trailing and just starting to flower. And then at the back there, you can see there's that's a lovely cerise colour with some white as well there. And I've got some fuchsia that are going to be trailing round. And then here's a clematis that I don't know what the variety is, but this was one of these that I bought at a supermarket for about £1.50 a number of years ago, and it comes back every year, and it's looking rather nice. And here we've got some more raspberries. On the patio, I have some more tomatoes, potatoes in some pots at the back there. And then here I have climbing dwarf runner bean, this one is. I need to remind us where it's meant to be going. And I've got a couple of pots of leeks that I transplanted the other day. And this is a bit annoying. These beetroot were looking really, really good, and lo and behold, they're now looking dead. Don't know whether I just let them get too dry, but we'll see. There's other leaves coming, so maybe they'll rejuvenate. Fingers crossed. And then here, I think this one maybe got a bit dry as well. This is one I bought in Climbing French Bean Cossé Violette Purple. Climbing away, quite the thing. And then if I look round, we've got another couple of pots of carrots, and these are Rainbow F1, both of them. Then we've got courgette here, growing but no fruit as yet. And then behind we've got a little lupin. I'll need to just support it, I think, but there we go. One of the lupins is starting to sprout flowers. Excellent. And then over to one of my raised beds. At one end of the arch, we've got some berlotti beans starting to climb. Behind that, there's one of my Brussels sprouts plants. And then over here, we've got some sweet peas. And in the gap there, I've popped in some turnip seeds. Snowball, I think. Just walking around here, I'd like to show you, this is a new clematis for me. First, I popped it in last year, it didn't flower, but look at these flowers, aren't they stunning? So we've got two there, and we've got one around the corner. I'm afraid I don't know what the variety is, but it was another one of these cheap and cheerful ones you buy in the supermarket. The celery's doing great. This is the blush celery, and if I can just show you the stalks, you can see that they're actually a blush colour, a sort of pinky colour. Hopefully you can see that anyway. So they're loving this weather. And then if I just move over, there's self-blanching celery and another pot of self-blanching celery there. And in this bed, we've got some more beetroot that I must have let dry out. Look at this. It's been watered now. And then there's a couple of marigolds in there just for good measure. And here is this is meant to be my shooting star climbing courgette, which is alive. It's been looking very poorly, but it is alive, but it doesn't look like it's going to climb. So, And then there's a couple more berlotti beans there that I'm going to have to just train a little bit up the arch.